Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the latest episode of Death Battle, the Season 10 finale, Galactus versus Unicron. A fight that has been highly requested for over 10 years now. Well, I guess it would just be, now that I think about it, I guess it would be 10 years looking at the time periods. But yes, people have been wanting this matchup for a long time, since Season 1 of Death Battle. And Death Battle themselves have wanted to do it since Season 1. The problem was, it was such a big fight, literally in this case, that they felt as though they needed to get good at the show for them to do it. And after the lads discussed Death Battle and a little bit of watched of broadcast, I didn't get around to finishing their prediction for the next time. Sorry, mates. But after looking into Unicron myself, I was generally surprised at how pretty OP this character was. Like, I mean, it was even crazier to learn he was the equivalent of the devil of Transformers. I mean, there was already like a god sort of character in the series, so evidently there had to be a Satan, I guess. But I was really surprised just how powerful Unicron was. My introduction to this character was from the movie, like the 1980s movie where Optimus Prime perished. So it was just surprising to learn that this character that I thought was pretty cool as a kid is just this crazy, overpowered villain, but way more powerful than 90% of the villains in the Transformers universes. So of course, putting up against Galactus seems like the perfect matchup. Now, who am I rooting for? I think Galactus will win, but I am also kind of rooting for him. Now, yes, Galactus consumes planets, but he's not doing that out of a selfish desire or a sadistic one. He's doing it because he was given this burden of being the barrier, or being like the balance between the universes, destruction and creation. It's kind of a sucky life Galactus had, especially after your only mate pointing out how him and his friends were originally just accepting their fate, were going to go down in glory, only for that glorious death to be his undoing, as he's now this celestial being that must consume planets. It's a sucky life for poor old Galactus. Poor boy. So, I'm looking forward to this. I am rooting for him, but if Unicron does win, I wouldn't be too surprised. And, hey, Unicron wins, so he's like a cool villain. I definitely want to get more into Transformers lately. I haven't really watched a lot of Transformers material ever since the third Michael Bay film. That was on me. With all that said and done, let us end this year Death Battle with the biggest request in years: Galactus versus Unicron. Oh. Okay, so that thing they're just going to do now, where they show a tease of what the fight's going to look like. I'm not against it, I do like it.
That's right, it's the day we've all been waiting for.
Yep.
Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
Even they're like, we're finally doing it.
Skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Oh, they teased the fight, the animation in the next time.
What's the nature of evil?
Oh, it's 3.5 beers too early for that kind of question, Wiz.
No, seriously, is the wolf that hunts the hare evil? What about the bear that kills the wolf? Or the man that slays the bear? Is that evil or nature? Perhaps this question was
okay, I need to look up that clip.
As he hurtled toward the end of infinity.
Oh god.
The question on his mind was, how do I turn this goddamn spaceship around?
He on to go to planet Ta.
Yeah, I think that's a realistic question.
And decided to die gloriously on his own terms.
Oh
Flying
no.
a ship into the sun, just like great-grandpappy Boomstick, the crazy old coot. But instead of being vaporized
Wow.
by contact like great-grandpappy Boomstick, Gallon got bitten by a radioactive god.
As the last living thing left before the universe's
Accurate, to be honest. Also, Boomstick, your granddad was a badass.
His place was a being of untold power, the ravager of galaxies, Galactus.
Well, despite looking like a masochist giant purple vibrator, G-Dog here is one of the strongest beings in all of Marvel, baby. And there's only one thing
Marvel,
he wants
baby.
to do. Eat.
Whole anymore, but composed of energy itself, the power cosmic.
Yep, here we are. We're about to get into this. Holy shit, he has a lot with
Sure,
this.
he can use it to blast your ass to... Wait. He chooses to look like that?
His physical appearance matches the species observing him, so a human sees a human Galactus, a Skrull Galactus, and so on.
Oh, so it's just like how I see the world.
What are you staring at?
What matters most to me in the world. Awesome.
No, not awesome. Very not awesome. At least as far as
That is
Galactus
terrifying.
concerned, since Galactus consumed your entire planet, absorbing its energy into himself, then moving on to his next meal.
Man, I guess his costume is appropriate because he sounds like a
Jesus.
total dick. Like, come on, man. You watched your whole planet die. Now you're gonna go around the universe doing the same
Hey,
thing?
it's not up to
entirely
him.
his fault. Galactus'
Yeah,
power is
it's
so
not up to him.
immense that the only thing that can sustain him is the consumption of entire worlds. Without this constant feeding, he would perish, just as humans would without consuming plants or other animals.
Kinda like how I hunt squirrels because I hate each and every one of them.
No, categorically the exact opposite, actually. Galactus isn't vengeful or cruel. If he could avoid any unnecessary death, he would. But just as the universe is bound by the laws of physics, Galactus is bound by his hunger.
And that hunger has put him in conflict with some of Marvel's other heaviest hitters.
It's actually really
Odin and the
tragic.
Phoenix Force. Galactus' fight with the Other and the Scryer got so intense, they threatened the entire infinite multiverse just as a side effect of the battle.
While Galactus himself
That
can't
is something
comprehend
mate brought up.
countless light years beyond even the scope of his power, Galactus crafted a device to solve all of his problems. The
Here it
ultimate
is.
nullifier.
The light
If
switch.
that name isn't obvious enough, it's a teeny tiny weapon that destroys anyone you think of.
It doesn't just destroy them, it destroys everything. The entire multiverse is eradicated, then recreated without the target. An extremely roundabout way of winning, but it works. That's exactly what happened when Galactus used it on the abstract god of destruction,
That's
Abraxas.
honestly insane that he just has this.
Destroying things with a Happy Meal toy. It's like my therapist said. Great things come in small packages.
And the
You know
nullifier
what?
was
Don't
key to
underestimate
Galactus'
it.
first great
Reed Richards managed to get his stretchy hands on the thing. Galactus finally backed down and spared the planet.
Which makes no practical sense. The Ultimate Nullifier is a part of Galactus himself. It uses his own power. He can summon it at any time and even escape its effects by hiding in a pocket dimension. It even had the safety on.
Maybe he was just bored.
After billions of years of cosmic
Honestly, that-
genocide just to
that makes more
survive,
sense.
I'm
Then
pretty
why
sure
would he
Gallus
just
forgot
leave?
What it meant, because what could be more terrifying than a being that sees everything and everyone you know and love as nothing more than his next meal?
Damn, they really ended it on a very cold note. But honestly, it kind of makes sense that this whole season has just been kind of themed around depression. Like, Galactus doesn't want to do all these horrendous things, but he has to. Even when he dies, he will be brought back because the gods of Marvel are just assholes. I really feel for the guy. I'm not gonna lie. I really feel for him. Alright then, Unicron, let's see what you got.
In the beginning, before heaven and earth, before light and dark, there was Unicron.
Pizza.
Created by the formless, primordial being known as the One to explore the fledgling multiverse, Unicron instead decided to consume everything.
Dude, come on! Bad Unicron! Bad God! Bad!
The One decided
Yeah,
to split
Unicron's a bit of a
Unicron
dick.
into two beings. One of order and hope known as Primus, and the other of chaos and evil known as Unicron. Again.
Like all good sibling rivalries, they pushed
Hey,
each
man,
other's
coming out with
shadow
names
to
is
the weight of
hard.
all existence. That is, until the goody little two-shoes Primus tricked his bro into imprisoning their souls in giant asteroids. Classic sibling prank. For me, it was the dryer.
Primus terraformed his asteroid
Oh
into what
god,
later
Boozy, your
known
life
as the
sucks.
Cybertron. While Unicron is the physical embodiment of death and destruction. He is literally programmed to destroy everything.
God's gotta do what a God's gotta do. And good luck trying to
I mean,
fight
he doesn't
back.
have to do
Yumi's
this, he's just
robot
an
body
asshole.
comes with a
I
tractor
kinda like
beam,
that.
eye laser,
You gotta love
fire
villains who are
breath,
just
a chaff
evil.
cannon, and an antibody system in case anyone tries to pull a Drax on him.
Unicron can mentally dominate an entire race of beings.
Droid, he can repair it lickety-split, or even send his spark out to find a new host.
Essentially the Transformers version of a
Yeah,
Unicron's
you can't
spark is
just-
immensely powerful
Like Galactus,
and
you can't
produces
just
his
simply
own
kill
energy
him by
source,
destroying his
Dark
body.
Energon.
If he's death as a big robot, can he even be killed?
Not by any conventional means.
No,
Even the destruction
not.
of his spark isn't guaranteed to end him. He will continue to exist as a necessary force that drives the cosmos. Anytime he's destroyed, he will appear again in a new universe. In fact, almost every Unicron you've seen in movies, TV, and comics are the same Unicron.
Unicron is a literal force of
I
nature.
thought that was crazy when I looked that
Reason
up. I was like, so
hurricane
these are
hates
all
you. All you can do
Unicron. That is
see it and get
insane.
the hell out of the way. But this hurricane is never gonna stop until you.
So
and
the question
everyone
is though,
you
like,
know
but
is
if he
dead,
dies within the death
His
battle,
mere presence drove an entire planet insane.
I was trying to be poetic before, but this is what evil is.
ugh, God.
Undeniable, inescapable. You can't even wait him out. He is unbound by the
Yeah, like if he
concept
dies
of
within this
linear
fight, does that
time.
mean it doesn't matter?
Chaos
But he
Bringer
can
is so
travel to other
powerful, his mere
universes, from what I
presence
read.
breaks this one universe at a time.
Estimates for the size of the Transformers multiverse vary
That-
from over 15 quadrillion universes.
It's
to an
insane
infinite
how
number of universes,
crazy
branching
overpowered
timelines, and
Unicron
planes
is.
of existence. And who better to portray a being who brings death to the universe than the man who gave birth to modern cinema? A final role fitting for an artist so much larger than life. Or deeply ironic that it's a feature-length toy commercial.
This movie has always been celebrated for its excellence. I say.
Despite that unbelievable power, the Chaos Bringer's almighty rampage
The
through
Unicron
reality
voice
has
is
been
pretty
multiple number of
badass. I
times.
can't remember the name of the
It
actor who
usually
played
uses
him in the movie,
matrix
but
of
it was pretty
leadership,
badass
the
voice.
essence of every petty act of violence, every war, every cruelty, every death battle gives Unicron life. The life he'll use to kill us all. We are culpable in our own annihilation.
Unicron's not just some comic book villain. He's all
Wow.
there is and all there will be. He was there at the beginning, and he'll be there at the end. He's a law of physics. He's as inevitable as your dying breath.
Jesus, now you got me scared.
I was gonna say, that got a bit deep there. It's like, okay then, so they're making it quite okay. So I'm pretty sure they were just joking about the death battle things, but yeah, Unicron is just crazy overpowered. I do think Galactus's, I can't remember what it was called again, the Nullifier. I do believe that will erase him, because what that does is it resets the universe and removes you. So, hypothetically, could that just remove all evil in the universe if he just used that on Unicron? I don't know, I'm probably overthinking it, but I'm kind of curious. But they seem pretty even on a lot of things, like power-wise, experience. So it really is going to come down to who can erase the other person better. Because they could both erase you from reality. This is a tough fight, but I'm looking forward to it. Like,
Alright, the combatants are
after
set.
10
We've
years,
run the dead
let's
to
finally
all
get to this fight.
possibilities.
It's time for the death battle you've been asking for forever!
Alright, and let's get this started. Yep, people,
Things must.
run for your lives.
Has come to an end.
Oh, that voice sounds so familiar, but also this animation.
This planet is mine to consume. So saith Galactus, destroyer of worlds.
Be gone. Thus decrees Unicron, Chaos Bringer.
You know, not a bad voice for Unicron. I don't know why, the way he just started flying around as a ball was kind of comedic. And this animation looks fantastic. Let's get on with this. Okay, can you please not use us as a weapon?
So quick to pay for Oblivion's embrace.
I am Oblivion.
Oh my god. Screw those planets. They were assholes. I'm pretty sure some of them had Nazis on them. He's throwing the sun. What the fuck? Oh my gosh, backhanded him. What a beast. Did he really just turn that into a black hole? Oh god. Oh, this fight is pretty cool. I wonder if they made these models from the ground up. I know the last fight they just used those from other assets, but I wouldn't be surprised if they did make these from the ground up.
Cosmic incarnate, not so easily felled.
Unicron just does not care.
Fleeing so readily, Unicron.
No devourer. Transforming.
Oh god.
Beg not for mercy. Behold blackening sky. Against my chaos, even gods will die.
Oh, screw those galaxies, I guess. Oh my god. Galactus, get out of there, man.
Galactus meets your challenge. Here's your goal. This world will bring destruction to it all.
They're just destroying everything.
Finality. In first and last. True immortality.
Also, this music is pretty good. I'm not sure if it's as good as the last few, but it's definitely catchy. Oh, he's getting his light switch ready. Ooh.
You know not the power which you command.
Of course I do. Your death I thus demand. Finally, I have won.
Yeah, it wasn't going to be that simple, Unicron.
Bringer of chaos. By my vigor thou hast much need. Witness the last fate that awaits you thus. For almighty Galactus must now feed.
Okay, I won't lie, the dialogue in this episode was really good.
Beings who could manipulate reality itself and do basically anything.
Older than the universe, unbound by time, they had each other.
Right, it's going to be interesting to hear the
So
explanation.
it ultimately came down to which of them was more powerful.
Both could threaten an entire infinite multiverse, but Unicron could only do so over time, devouring them one by one.
While Galactus's battle with the Scryer and the other threatened to destroy the entire Marvel multiverse as just a side effect.
Not to mention, Galactus
True.
tussles with cause, but it means he has way less experience than Galactus in full-on fights against dudes his size.
And while Unicron has used dark
I
energy
suppose.
and corrupt other beings in the past, Galactus technically doesn't have a soul thanks to his cosmic rebirth from Galen. And he's fed enough mental text before, so there's no real reason to think that would work here.
And as lame
Okay.
as it is, the ultimate nullifier is just really, really overpowered.
Despite Unicron being able to survive the destruction of his spark, the ultimate nullifier is significantly more thorough. Consider the time it was used against Abraxas, a being that embodied the abstract concept of the multiverse's destruction.
Sounds like somebody you know? Even against someone like
Okay
that,
then,
the good old
wow.
Rocket Ollie had no problem erasing him
That
from reality.
actually
And the
makes a
same
lot of
would happen to
sense.
Unicron. While Galactus could always hide in that pocket dimension, just as he escaped the nullifier before.
Unicron was an insanely
Yeah,
terrifying threat. but
that actually
Galactus
makes
had the
sense.
Power, experience, and arsenal to ultimately annihilate him.
Boostic
If
is
you
really in
thought
thought.
Galactus was going down in this fight, you were Unicron.
The winner is Galactus.
That was a good finale. I really like that
Season
episode.
10's done, but season 11 is
Not
on
as
the
good
way.
as the
Thanks
last
so much for watching,
season
and
finale,
special
but
thanks
I
to our
really
channel
like this
members for being
episode.
champions this year. Get ready
Right
for
then.
more Death Battle in 2024.
Let's see the episode they're about to reveal. Oh, full death the world. Yep. Tom and Jerry versus Wile E. Coyote. Oh, it looked like there were some other teasers there. I might go back to see what those were. And that was Galactus versus Unicron. Honestly, it was a good episode and a good finale. I don't think it's one of my favourite finales. I do think the writing for this episode was at strong point. The dialogue these two had going back and forth was great. Like, they're both really trying to undermine the other while boosting up like they are the top dog. Like, I really like that. Music-wise, it was pretty good, but obviously I'd say the previous fights had much more catchier tunes. I wasn't too fond of the death, but honestly it kind of makes sense because both these two seem omnipotent, so it makes sense for Galactus using a nullifier, which honestly is pretty scary overpowered, that it could just erase every essence of you from the universe, so, and just reboots the universe so you never existed. So technically Unicron would never exist if it's used on him, which makes me wonder, does that mean all of evil is gone, or so yeah, it was kind of interesting to see this. And yeah, I think their reason behind, like, you know, why they both might be similar. Unicron's just, while a similar character, just is not on the scale of Galactus, because Galactus has been around for so many years and he just is so overpowered. Though that does beg the question that, you know, Unicron could always just come back in another universe, but for the sake of this fight, he is dead. And I'm pretty sure if he was to have a rematch with Galactus, it would just end the same way. It was a good fight though, I really enjoyed it. As for the next season, the only thing we know, aside the little teasers they seem to have had there, we are getting Tom from Tom and Jerry versus Wile E. Coyote. I'm pretty excited for that. I really was hoping we'd get Kratos versus Azora, but this is a good episode that I'm looking forward to talking about. I grew up with Tom and Jerry, I grew up with Looney Tunes, so I'm going to look forward to talking about this. And hey, more cartoon death battles. With all that said and done, thank you all so much for watching, and are you looking forward to the Lads season finale this year? And are you excited for next season death battle? And what episodes are you excited to talk about? With all that said and done, be sure to check out our live stream, it'll be announced very soon, and with always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Farewell everybody.